Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Stavakaya Dharmasya Sarvadharma Swarupine Stavakaya Dharmasya Sarvadharma Swarupine Avatara Varishtaya Ramakrishna Math Asato ma sadgamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya Mrityorma mritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us offer our salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, the embodiment of all religions, the Supreme God Incarnate. Let us pray to Him to lead us from the unreal to the real, to lead us from the darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge, to lead us from death to immortality. We have been studying Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, where the Divine Master has given number of spiritual instructions how to cross samsara. That means how to cross this ocean of suffering. And why there is suffering? Everybody knows it, but still they cannot come out of it. That is the power of ignorance. We are suffering because we are in ignorance. So, until we aspire for knowledge, we can't hope to get out of suffering. So all our scriptures and spiritual masters have very clearly dealt with this subject, so that we can practice spirituality in a proper way. From the beginning of spiritual life till the end, we have to practice diligently. Master Mahashay asked Sri Ramakrishna, "Sir, what is the spirit form of God like?" Today's topic I am talking on the subject, the role of Maya. In the last class, we have studied the mysterious power of Maya. It's a very vast subject and very interesting. How deep Maya works in the universe. Since we are all in Maya, we are all suffering in one way or the other. So when Master Mahasaya asked, "What is the spirit form of God like?" Sri Ramakrishna answered, "Shall I tell you what it is like? It is like water." One understands all this through spiritual discipline. It's only after attaining Brahmagyan that one sees non-duality, the oneness of Brahman, and its Shakti. Shakti. Brahman and Shakti are identical, like fire and its power to burn. Brahman and Shakti are like milk and its whiteness, water and its wetness. This saying of Sri Ramakrishna affirms the complete identity between the static and active modes of Brahman. God is with form, Sri Ramakrishna says, and God is without form also. Not only that, God is beyond both as well. How nicely Sri Ramakrishna has given the knowledge of Brahman in a very simple but effective way. God has forms, and He is without forms, and He is beyond forms. Therefore, Shakti is Brahman in a creative mode. It's Brahman only. But when you name it as Shakti, it is in a creative mode. That is, in an expressive mood. Yes, yet, since Brahman is essentially without attributes, beyond form, and free from acts of creation, preservation and destruction, Shakti too cannot be held accountable for directly perpetuating any process. That means she is mother of the worlds, who is never seen, characteristically unattached, and as she herself declares in the Rig Veda, never touched by magic creation. How then does the universe appear? How does the diverse world of name and form come into manifestation? These are all very good questions. It all occurs through the power of the Divine Mother's Maya. Brahman is called Divine Mother, and Divine Mother's power, Maya, that is responsible. As Sri Krishna, Brahman in form, states in the Bhagavad Gita, living beings, unaware of my true nature, assign to me the duties of Creator, but I do not act. Operating my Maya, I simply place the wheels of nature in motion, and Prakriti does everything else. I simply stand back, supremely detached and fully in control. These are the words of Lord Krishna in the Gita. Thus are both Brahman and Shakti are transcendent of the creative process and the play of opposites. Brahman and Shakti form the immutable substratum underlying the creative process. The perfect equilibrium of Brahman does not allow for separation or fragmentation, for it is beyond time and space, two elements that are necessary for manifestation. In order for the infinite to project the finite, or as it Tantra Shastra suggests, for pure being to play in the mode of becoming Maya's veil of root ignorance, called Mula Vidya must inundate creation at every level. Mula Vidya, that is ignorance at the source. The result is forgetfulness of the absolute and the enamorment with the relative. Therefore, enlightenment or realization of Brahman is necessarily dependent upon piercing through the veil of root ignorance and seeing beyond Maya. As Maya is the main constituent of manifestation itself, this proves to be a difficult maneuver for the aspiring soul who is finished with worldly desires and who seeks freedom from the transmigratory process of karma and reincarnation. To cleave through the illusion of relativity is the main objective of the truth seeker, and it is not only possible, it is imperative. As Sri Ramakrishna envisions in the Gospel, he says, imagine that there is a beautiful many-petaled flower with several layers. Beautiful analogy. Someone with a sword then comes along and cleaves through it with one stroke. This wondrous flower is the relative world of name and form. The sword bearer is the aspirant seeking freedom, and the sword is the power of discrimination which destroys the illusion of relativity and unifies all its profuse diversity. How nicely Sri Ramakrishna has explained unity in diversity through this analogy. In any one simple statement that fell from Sri Ramakrishna's lips, there is a universe of inspiring implications. Each of these little thrusts of stored up spiritual potential accost the mind like tiny timed explosions or implosions that chip away at the granite block of egotism and ignorance. As Sri Ramakrishna said, the mind is the cause of bondage. It is also the gate of liberation. Here, the bondage that seals the gate of liberation is a primal root ignorance called Mula Vidya. The cloud of unknowing present at the very initial inception of the universe. It saturates the universe of name and form and pervades the unawakened mind, thereby posing it its greatest obstacle. This inexplicable presence is inherent in Maya, which is, as Sri Ramakrishna so revealingly points out, Brahman's power. Brahman's dynamic, self-willed and self-sufficient essence, the Mahashakti, wields this enigmatic and irrepressible force of Maya, which is powerful constituent of root ignorance and its many other evolutes. To be able to identify Maya without becoming inextricably intertwined, it is helpful to trace its movements back to the source. Further description will be beneficial for this purpose. There are 4 aspects of Shakti. We shall know what are they. It's nice to study. Creative force, designated Shakti, is inherent in Brahman. Shakti is a dynamic power, but Shaktiman is the wielder of that power. And her names are Legyan, Parashakti, Mahashakti, Mahamaya. These names are most worthy of worship, invite all praise and verily shout victory. The Mahashakti gets her work accomplished by 4 main sub-Shaktis. These 4 Shaktis, what are they? Her will, wisdom, spontaneity and activity. They are one with the Divine Mother, like vibration is one with music. Now, Ichcha Shakti. It is Mother's powerful will that determines what her creation will consist of in any given age. In what sequence all occurrences that are to take place will manifest, and how embodiment will take place. All of this is to be seen in terms of both the physical universe, which we experience with our senses, and of other worlds less changeful than ours, in which her fixed powers, lovingly known as the gods and goddesses, reside. Then Jnana Shakti, Mother's wisdom force, that's called Jnana Shakti. It contains and implements all subtle powers for manifestation. As intelligence, this Shakti extends to the highest and deepest regions and permeates them all. In her is vested the power for revealing the four manifestations of the world: Para, Pashyanti, Madhyama and Vaikhari, stages wherein pure conscious awareness lends itself to gradual degrees of expression, ending in the creation of the physical universe. She is Mother's force of truth and meaning, and symbolizes all that is, was, or will ever be. Now, Kriya Shakti. It pours life force into the gross and subtle creations, permeating all worlds and realms with vitalizing power. She is the breath of the Mahashakti. Not only is she responsible for the activating force, she also acts in and through that which she animates. In short, the doings of all living beings proceed through her impetus. In her purest condition, she is the free expression of effortless and spontaneous design in action, totally unencumbered. When interacting with Jnana Shakti at the highest level, insightful realizations spring forth. She awakens and reveals the presence of genius and drives everything to its innermost potential. Then there is Dravya Shakti. What is Dravya Shakti? It is known as the producer of substances, manifests the five elements, and distributes them proportionally throughout the vast creation. In her role as producer, she helps mold the netherworlds and heavenly realms as well, interlacing them together with gross and subtle substances. Thus the solid foundation of the universe, as well as the etheric nature of the lokas, are all due to her presence and activities. At the time of dissolution, pralaya, she assists in the breakdown of all insentient principles, dissolving forms entirely. That is Dravya Shakti. What is Vidya and Avidya Shakti? The Divine Mother of the universe, who contains these four marvelous Shaktis, further perpetuates creation through two basic modes called Vidya Shakti and Avidya Shakti. The first is a power of ascension, which takes all aspiring souls who desire to free themselves from cyclic rounds of birth and death in ignorance upwards towards remembrance and realization of their true nature. This is Vidya Shakti, which propels by revealing subtler and subtler gradations of higher knowledge, leading to Paravidya. Paravidya contains the teachings of the divine incarnations, the truths of the scriptures, the words of the Guru, and the very presence of the universal wisdom, Mother herself. It has been described as divine recognition, called Pratyabhijna by the ancients. It encompasses everything one needs to know for liberation, namely the knowledge of what the world consists of, awareness of the immortal self within called Atman, and realization of the nature of Brahman, the ultimate reality. For those who are still bereft of this divine recognition, It is necessary to rid the mind of the influences of avidya Shakti and recognize Maya. Avidya Shakti, the downward moving force, accommodates all souls who desire to follow the way of Vyavaharika, the path of worldliness based upon sense life. To facilitate the darker, denser aspects of Maya, Avidya Shakti breaks into two further powers called Avarana Shakti and Vikshepa Shakti. Avarana Shakti is suited for veiling reality and Vikshepa effective in distorting it. Under the regime of these powers and bereft of Vidya Shakti's free and willing aid, human beings struggle helplessly against the many weights and chains of Avidya Shakti which adversely affect their physical, mental and spiritual well-being. Maya's powers act on two basic levels of the creation, cosmic called Samashti and individual called Vyashti. The cosmic Maya facilitates all the various universal laws and creative principles such as the triple conception of time, space and causation and the three gunas of nature, sattva, rajas and tamas. Maya in the individual consciousness seeps into the awareness of living beings, causing them to lose subtle and intuitive perception and become attached to what is finite. Identifying these deceptive forces and reversing their effects is a prerequisite to enlightenment and is undertaken by all sincere seekers of truth. When this task is completed, the experience of samadhi dawns upon the awakened consciousness of the aspirant. This process may happen swiftly or take more time according to an aspirant's karmic propensities, state of preparation, capacity for realization, and the degree of intensity mustered for sadhanas and spiritual life. Maya's evolutes are formidable opponents which create barriers that are difficult to detect. Negative impressions from the previous births, belief that the world is real, belief that God is unreal, presuming one's present existence to be the only lifetime, non-acceptance of the law of karma, preoccupation with the ego, its desires and the body. These and more hamper spiritual progress and make enlightenment impossible. In order to facilitate the transcendence of these negativities, it is necessary to identify the evolutes of Maya and thereby diminish their hold over human awareness. Though there are many, they can be condensed and classified in brief in a manner pertaining to this day and age. To do this, we must gaze back into an earlier age, an age where beings of great wisdom encountered Maya's forces and with much effort, austerity and concentration transcended their effects. Abidance in the Atman, the soul reality, was their reward. The rishis of ancient India bequeathed the world an abundance of valuable teachings gleaned from their own one-pointed meditation on Brahman. They realized these truths through their love for true existence after renouncing mundane worldly life. They perceived the presence of Maya and applied their powers of discrimination to the pressing problems of humanity so as to blaze a trail out of ignorance and its related suffering. The purpose of this was twofold: to help the peoples of the world to live a pure and fulfilling existence, and more importantly, to help them gain the vision of Brahman and thereby receive the knowledge, wisdom, truth, love, devotion, peace, bliss and freedom that proceeds from that. It should be pointed out that suffering in this context includes enjoyment and the momentary happiness it brings. For joy and sorrow always come in turns, and both produce suffering, one through ignoble whips of pain and the other through misleading strokes of pleasure. They are, as Swami Vivekananda he has pointed out, chains that hold, one of iron, the other of gold. But they are chain only. Sri Ramakrishna said to Balram, Maya, what is Maya? Because he tells in a very simple way, understandable by anybody, anyone. He says Maya is nothing but lust and greed. A man living in the midst gradually loses his spiritual alertness. He thinks all is well with him. The scavenger carries a tub of night soil on his head, Sri Ramakrishna says, and in course of time loses his repulsion to it. Master said, to tell you the truth, this world is God's Maya. And there are many confusing things in this realm of Maya. We cannot see God because our eyes are blinded by Maya. Our mind is overpowered by Maya in the form of attachment to worldly and unreal things. This Maya is so resistible, and it is this Maya which makes us selfish. So the moment you feel that quality of selfishness, it proves that you are very much in Maya. Though you present yourself as a spiritual being, but if there is any selfishness in you, it shows you have not crossed Maya. You are under the grip of Maya still. That means you have not realized the truth. So our effort should be to become selfless. So to practice positively the virtues which are very important. So in order to fight avidya shakti, you must hold on to vidya shakti. You must aspire for spiritual knowledge. You must constantly meditate upon the noble truths and virtues to be acquired. Lord Krishna says in the chapter 16, Abhayam sattva samshuddhihi jnana yoga vyavasthitihi. Nicely he gives the list of virtues to be practiced by aspirants trying to realize the truth. So by following that trail of virtues, you will be able to discover Maya. When Maya finds that she is discovered, she simply vanishes. Sri Ramakrishna himself tells in the Gospel, the moment you discover Maya, it vanishes. Anyway, the whole creation is nothing but Maya Shakti. And we are all in this Maya. As long as we are in this Maya, we are always in a state of restlessness, dissatisfaction, frustration, disappointment, sufferings, whatnot. All the things, whatever we experience in this life, is because of the terrible force of Maya. And it is necessary for us to know how exactly we should conduct our life, because whatever we do through our senses, they are registered in the mind in the form of samskaras. If you build up your good samskaras in your mind, you can definitely become a master yogi in your next life. So, But many people may not believe in the next life. As I said earlier, that is the power of Maya. There is no God. What is God? So like that. That kind of negative thinking. So that should be fought properly. We have to create good samskaras. But how to believe that the soul is born again? There are instances where it is proved that there is no death for the soul at all. It keeps on coming and going. Death is only for the gross body. And very recently I read in the news that a boy of 4 or 5 years old in Madhya Pradesh in India, somehow he got remembrance of the past life. It's recorded, name is given, place is given. It is not a fiction. It is live story. The boy got the remembrance of the past life. And he is telling his parents, well, my father is there, my mother is there, my wife is there. This boy is telling, in the particular village, all these things he is talking. In the beginning they could not believe what this, probably he is playing with the words. But the boy was insisting, please take me to that village, I will identify them. So that aroused their curiosity. So they took this boy to the place and he identified everyone who was his wife. He told his name also, who was his father, who was his mother. Can you believe? And this has happened 2 years back. This boy, 2 years back, when he was in that family, he was electrocuted. He tells that also. The whole thing was true. And they said, yes, it's true. He was electrocuted. Just after 2 years he is born. As a 4 years boy in some other part of some part of the country. So what does it show? If there is death for the soul, he would not have been born at all. Soul means the embodied being. It always goes with the mind, the subtle body. It always remains with you. It is the record machine. It records everything, whatever you do in the life. It goes and records that. Whether you like it or not, it's gone inside, finished. So all our minds are recording machines. Whatever you do through your senses, they all go back to the mind and stay there in the form of propensities. So if you practice regular japa, meditation, they form a very good force and they all go into the mind and they help you at the time of crisis. They give tremendous peace and joy. So you have to build up your format that way. Spiritual format I call it as. Spiritual format. You have to build it up. Who else will do? You have to build up yourself. You have to become perfect by trying yourself. You have to struggle yourself. Without struggling, without effort, you will not be able to get out from the clutch of Maya. Clutch of Maya. So attachment is the greatest clutch. Attachment. Anyway, let us try to understand these things. If you read Gospel, lots of stories and analogies have been given by Sri Ramakrishna describing the play of Maya. We're all playing on the lap of Maya. And Mother is enjoying. I just now explained different types of Shaktis. Depending upon the function, it has got its particular name. But in reality, Brahman alone exists, nothing else. Nothing else. Any question to ask about how to get rid of Maya? Very simple. Take to spiritual practices sincerely. Sri Ramakrishna himself will take you across the ocean of Maya. It's very easy. Just you remember Sri Ramakrishna. He is the God in human form in this age. Tremendously great. Supremely compassionate. Easily accessible. He doesn't want anything of you except your sincerity. If you are sincere, Sri Ramakrishna's protection is always upon you. Even without even knowing, Sri Ramakrishna is protecting you. When you know it, you will go to ecstasy. How blessed I am. Thakur is protecting me all the time. Such a joy, this tremendous joy you will experience. Page 842. Girish said, the Guru and the Ishta, I like very much the form of the Guru. I am not afraid of him. Why should it be so? I am afraid of ecstasy. At the sight of ecstasy, I run away. Master said, he who is the Ishta appears in the form of the Guru. The aspirant practices meditation on a corpse. When he obtains the vision of his chosen ideal, it is really the Guru who appears to him and says, this is that. That is to say, he points out to the disciple his Ishta. Uttering these words, the Guru disappears in the form of the Ishta. The disciple no longer sees the Guru. In the state of perfect jnana, who is the Guru and who is the Shishya? That creates a very difficult situation. There the teacher and the disciple do not see each other. A devotee asked, Guru's head, a devotee commented, Guru's head and disciples' feet. Girish said joyfully, yes, it is true. Now Gopal, but listen to its meaning. The disciple's head belongs to the Guru. The Guru's feet belong to the disciple. Do you understand? Girish, no, that's not the meaning. Haven't you seen the child climbing on the head of the father? That's why the disciples' feet are mentioned. Now Gopal, but then the disciple must feel like a young baby. Master said, Sri Ramakrishna said, there are two classes of devotees. One class has the nature of the kitten. The kitten depends completely on its mother. It accepts whatever its mother does for it. The kitten only cries, mew mew. It doesn't know what to do or where to go. Sometimes the mother puts the kitten near the hearth, sometimes on the bed. Devotees of this class give God the power of attorney and thus become free of all worry. The Sikhs said to me that God was kind. I said to them, how is that? He is our father and our mother. Shouldn't parents bring up their children after begetting them? Do you mean to say that the neighbors will look after them? Devotees of this class have unwavering conviction that God is our mother and our father. There is another class of devotees. They have the nature of the young monkey. The young monkey clings to its mother with might and main. The devotees who behave like the young monkey have a slight idea of being the doer. They feel we must go to the sacred places, we must practice japa and austerity, we must perform worship with 16 articles as prescribed by the Shastras. Only then shall we be able to realize God. Such is their attitude. The aspirants of both classes are devotees of God. The farther you advance, the more you will realize that God alone has become everything. The farther you advance, the more you will realize that God alone has become everything. He alone does everything. He alone is the Guru and He alone is the Ishta. He alone gives us knowledge and devotion. The farther you advance, the more you will see that there are other things even beyond the sandalwood forest, mines of silver and gold and precious gems. Therefore, go forward. We'll stop here. Any questions? No questions. He has said he will be born. Yes. That is difficult to say. It is difficult to say. So you must always remember, when God comes, He comes in a disguise. He says, when the people try to recognize Him, then by the time people recognize, He goes away. So Sri Ramakrishna has said, after 100 years, I don't know from what date you have to count. Do you have to count the 100 years from His passing away? From which date? We don't know. But anyway, let us keep praying to Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna himself has said, do you know, Sri Ramakrishna himself has said, I am present in my picture, in my portrait, I am present. Sri Ramakrishna said that. Sri Ramakrishna himself worships his photograph, do you know, and give to Holy Mother. Worship this. What more you want? Everything He has given. The whole spiritual food has been given in gospel. You have to eat properly, digest them. Animals are, it's a state, it's a karmic body. But they are not under the control of karma. The soul, for example, a person who is living in this world on account of his various types of actions, he may be born as an animal. So, suppose he is born as a tiger. The tiger's nature is to go and attack. It kills, it hurts. But because he is killing and hurting, it doesn't build up its negative propensity. It is just in the tiger body, it has to function that way. It functions that way and it dies. When it dies, all these samskaras which are stored up, they are burnt down by being born as a tiger. And Manushastra it is very astonishing. Manusmriti has given a lot of information. If people read it, then they will definitely give importance for cultivation of virtues. And his Manusmriti very clearly says what type of life, what type of birth he will get by doing what type of actions. One can become a snake, one can become a dog, one can become an elephant, one can become anything. Cause and effect. Cause and effect. Nobody can escape. Very good. Well, let us stop here. Chant the name of the Lord and His glory unceasingly, that the mirror of the heart may be wiped clean and quenched that mighty forest fire, worldly lust, raging furiously within. O name, stream down in moonlight on the lotus heart, opening its cup to knowledge of thyself. O self, drowned deep in the waves of His bliss, tasting His nectar at every step, bathing in His name that bath for weary souls. Various are Thy names, O Lord, in each and every name Thy power resides. No times are set, no rites are needful for chanting of thy name. So vast is thy mercy, how huge then is my wretchedness, who find in this empty life and heart no devotion to thy name. O my mind, be humbler than a blade of grass. Be patient and forbearing like a tree. Take no honor to thyself, give honor to all. Chant unceasingly the name of the Lord. O Lord and soul of the universe, mine is no prayer for wealth or retinue, the playthings of lust or the toys of fame. As many times as I may be reborn, grant me, O Lord, a steadfast love for thee. A drowning man in this world's fearful ocean is thy servant, O sweet one. In thy mercy, consider him as dust beneath thy feet. Oh, how I long for the day when an instant's separation from thee, O Lord, will be as 1,000 years. For my heart burns away with its desire, and the world without thee is a heartless void. Prostrate at thy feet let me be in unwavering devotion, neither imploring the embrace of thine arms, nor bewailing the withdrawal of thy presence, though it tears my soul asunder. O thou who stealest the hearts of thy devotees, do with me what thou wilt, for thou art my heart's beloved, thou and thou alone. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real, lead us from darkness to light, and lead us from death to immortality. May all be free from dangers, may all realize what is good, may all be actuated by noble thoughts, may all rejoice everywhere. May all be happy, may all be free from disease, may all realize what is good, may none be subject to misery. May the wicked become virtuous, may the virtuous reign tranquility, may the tranquil be free from bonds, may the freed make others free. May good betide all people, may the sovereign righteously rule the earth, may all beings ever attain what is good, may the worlds be prosperous and happy. May the clouds pour rain in time, may the earth be blessed with crops, may all countries be freed from calamity, may holy men live without fear. May the Lord, the destroyer of sins, the presiding deity of all sacred works be satisfied. For he being pleased, the whole universe becomes pleased. He being satisfied, the whole universe feels satisfied.